November 11, 2012. A body lies still in a Belize home. Gregory Fall has been shot dead. Authorities want to question his neighbor, John McAfee, a millionaire tech pioneer and creator of the world's most famous antivirus software. Officers arrive at his compound. Empty rooms greet them. The suspect has vanished. 8 years of outsmarting every agency that hunts him. Burying himself in sand while helicopters search overhead. Escaping across borders in fishing boats. Faking heart attacks to avoid extradition. Taunting the FBI from a yacht in international waters. Hopping between countries while Interpol flags his passport. 3 nations issue arrest warrants. The IRS wants him for tax evasion. Belize wants him for murder. Federal prosecutors stack cryptocurrency fraud charges against him. The man who built his fortune protecting computers becomes the world's most wanted fugitive. The tech pioneer who sold security to millions now runs from every law enforcement agency on Earth. How did one man outsmart them all for nearly a decade? And what happens when they finally catch him? 1987, Lockheed offices, Silicon Valley. Programmer John McAfee stares at his computer screen. A new threat is spreading across America. The brain virus, a piece of malicious code, jumps from floppy disk to floppy disk. Computers fall silent. Data vanishes. Corporations watch helplessly as their machines turn against them. McAfee sees opportunity where others see disaster. Late nights become his laboratory. Code flows from his fingertips. A program takes shape, one designed to hunt down viruses and destroy them. Virus Scan is born. Weeks of obsessive work transform into months of relentless perfection. Lockheed becomes a memory. McAfee Associates rises from the trunk of his car. An office remains a distant dream. Employees exist only in his imagination. Software and ambition are his only assets. The personal computer revolution is exploding across America. Businesses purchase machines by the thousands. Protection becomes essential. Fear of infection drives sales. Free trials hook customers first. Trust builds slowly. Corporate licenses follow. Money begins flowing like water. By 1990, half the Fortune 100 companies run McAfee software. Computer screens across the planet display his name. Silicon Valley crowns him royalty. Magazine covers feature his face. Investors hurl money at his company. Corporate life suffocates him. Meetings drain his energy. Executives irritate his soul. Routine crushes his spirit. The empire he built becomes his prison. 1994, escape arrives in the form of a check. $100 million changes hands. Shares transfer to new owners. The company bearing his name belongs to strangers now. $100 million disappears into yoga classes, private planes, Colorado mansions, and beautiful women. 2008, global markets collapse. Financial crisis sweeps the world. Investments crumble to dust. 100 million shrinks to 4 million in months. The virus king watches his kingdom burn. 2009, a plane carries John McAfee to Belize, a jungle nation on Central America's Caribbean coast. Corruption flows deeper than rainforest roots. Money buys silence, protection, and power. The perfect kingdom for a fallen tech giant seeking a fresh start. Ambergris Caye becomes his throne. A compound rises from the sand. Armed guards patrol the perimeter around the clock. A laboratory sprouts on his property. The millionaire tells everyone he researches jungle antibiotics. Something shifts inside his mind. Loaded guns rest beside his pillow each night. Cameras watch every corner of his domain. Paranoia plants seeds destined to grow into obsession. 3 years from now, a neighbor will die. Police will storm his compound. The man who built his fortune protecting computers will spend his remaining years running from every law enforcement agency on Earth. The virus king is becoming the world's most wanted fugitive. April 2012. Dawn breaks over Ambergris Caye. Boats cut through the water toward McAfee's compound. The Belize Gang Suppression Unit is coming. 40 armed officers storm the property. Doors splinter under battering rams. Guards surrender immediately. McAfee watches helplessly as soldiers tear through his kingdom. They search every room, rip open walls, dig through his laboratory. The government claims he manufactures methamphetamine. Hours pass. Evidence fails to materialize. His dogs bark furiously at the intruders. Officers execute his animals one by one. 11 dogs fall silent forever. Soldiers drag McAfee to the police station. Questions fly at him until sunrise. Charges fail to stick. Authorities release him the following morning. McAfee returns to a destroyed compound. Blood stains the sand where his dogs died. Something breaks inside him. The government wants him dead. This belief consumes his every thought. Security doubles overnight. More cameras, additional guards. Weapons multiply throughout the compound. Sleep comes only with a loaded gun within reach. Meanwhile, trouble brews next door. Gregory Fall, an American expatriate, lives in the neighboring property. Complaints stack up against McAfee. His dogs bark through the night. The animals roam freely across property lines. Fall demands McAfee control his pets. Arguments grow heated. Threats fly between the two Americans. November 9, 2012. McAfee discovers 4 of his dogs lying motionless. Poison has stopped their hearts. Suspicion falls immediately on Gregory Fall. 2 days later, everything changes forever. November 11, 2012. A housekeeper enters Gregory Fall's home. She finds her employer face down in a pool of blood. A single bullet through his skull, execution style. Police arrive within hours. Evidence points toward one obvious suspect. Officers drive toward McAfee's compound. Gates swing open. Empty rooms greet them. Cold coffee sits on the kitchen counter. Fresh footprints lead toward the jungle. John McAfee has vanished. Search parties fan out across the island. Officers check every dock. Airport security receives his photograph. Border agents go on high alert. The jungle swallows all traces of him. The escape. The tech billionaire becomes a jungle ghost, caked in mud, hunted like an animal. His first hiding spot defies belief. McAfee buries himself in sand on a beach. A cardboard box covers his head. Police helicopters roar overhead. Search teams walk within feet of his position. They see nothing. The tech billionaire lies motionless, breathing through a small gap, waiting for darkness. Night falls. McAfee emerges from his sandy grave. A network of loyal contacts guides him through the shadows. Safe houses appear along his route. Friends risk imprisonment to shelter the fugitive. Money changes hands at every stop. Days blur together. McAfee moves constantly. One location becomes compromised. Another opens its doors. The Belize police grow frustrated. Their suspect evaporates whenever they draw close. November 14, 2012. A fishing boat waits at a hidden dock. McAfee climbs aboard under cover of darkness. The engine hums to life. Belize shrinks into the distance as the vessel cuts through Caribbean waters. Destination: Guatemala. The boat crosses the border undetected. McAfee sets foot on Guatemalan soil as dawn breaks. Relief washes over him. Belizean warrants turn to paper scraps on Guatemalan soil. McAfee makes a decision that will haunt him. He contacts Vice magazine. Journalists fly to Guatemala immediately. The fugitive wants to tell his story. He wants the world to know he is innocent and wants attention. Cameras click. McAfee poses triumphantly. He grins beside Vice reporters and points at maps. He acts like a man without a care in the world. The magazine publishes the photographs online. Readers across the globe see John McAfee alive and well in Guatemala. A fatal error hides inside each photograph. Vice magazine forgot to scrub the metadata. Every digital image contains hidden information. Location coordinates, timestamps, camera details. GPS data embedded in the photographs reveals exactly where John McAfee is hiding. Within hours, Guatemalan authorities pinpoint his location. December 5, 2012. Police vehicles surround the hotel. Officers storm through the lobby. McAfee sits in his room when the door bursts open. Handcuffs click around his wrists. The escape artist has been caught. Guatemala announces his arrest immediately. Belize demands extradition. They want McAfee returned to face questioning about Gregory Fall's murder. Guatemalan officials begin processing paperwork. Deportation to Belize seems inevitable. McAfee understands what awaits him there. Belizean jails hold dangerous men. Government officials despise him. His chances of surviving custody appear slim. December 6, 2012. Guards find McAfee collapsed on his cell floor. His body convulses. His breathing turns shallow. Prison medics rush to his side. Heart attack. The fugitive requires immediate hospitalization. Doctors examine him thoroughly. Tests reveal nothing conclusive. McAfee recovers miraculously within hours. Another heart attack strikes the following day. Then another. Medical emergencies delay extradition proceedings repeatedly. Each attack buys precious time. Lawyers file appeals. Journalists swarm the hospital. International attention focuses on Guatemala. McAfee plays the media masterfully. He grants interviews from his hospital bed, claiming Belize will murder him, begging for asylum, transforming himself from suspect into victim. The strategy works. December 12, 2012. Guatemala makes a surprising announcement. Deportation will proceed immediately. Destination, Miami, Florida. Belize erupts in protest. They demanded McAfee face their justice system. Guatemala ignores their complaints. A plane carries the fugitive northward instead. John McAfee lands on American soil. Immigration officials process his paperwork. Cameras flash as he walks through the airport. Reporters shout questions. McAfee waves and smiles. Authorities flip through their files. His name appears clean in every American database. Extradition demands mountains of legal paperwork. The murder suspect breathes free air. John McAfee steps into the Miami sunshine. 30 days ago, he buried himself in sand to avoid capture. Today, he breathes free air. The virus king has escaped death once again. 2013. Miami fades in the rearview mirror. McAfee drives north toward Portland, Oregon. A new chapter awaits. A new identity beckons. A woman named Janice Dyson enters his life. They meet in Miami shortly after his return. The millionaire fugitive falls for a street worker and marries her in Portland. Marriage settles him briefly. Domestic life occupies his days. The jungle fugitive becomes a suburban husband. Peace seems possible. Boredom creeps back quickly. McAfee discovers his old company still bears his name. Intel purchased McAfee Associates years ago. Millions of computers still run his antivirus software. The product has become bloated, slow, and universally despised. Users curse his name daily. Revenge arrives in video form. McAfee films himself surrounded by guns and beautiful women. He mocks the software bearing his name. He demonstrates how to uninstall the program he created. The video goes viral. Millions watch the tech pioneer destroy his own legacy. Media outlets broadcast the bizarre footage worldwide. Attention feeds his soul. Obscurity feels like death. McAfee craves the spotlight more than oxygen. 2016, a new obsession takes hold. McAfee announces his candidacy for President of the United States. He runs on the Libertarian Party ticket. His platform centers on cybersecurity and personal freedom. Rallies draw curious crowds. Cameras follow his every move. The campaign fails. McAfee loses the Libertarian nomination. Politics discards him. And now he needs a new stage. 2018, cryptocurrency captures his imagination. Bitcoin and blockchain technology promise a financial revolution. McAfee transforms himself into a digital currency evangelist. His Twitter following explodes. Millions hang on his every prediction. Companies pay him fortunes to promote their cryptocurrencies. One tweet from McAfee sends coin values soaring. He charges over $100,000 per endorsement. Money floods back into his accounts. The IRS takes notice. Federal investigators examine his finances. Tax returns remain unfiled for years. Income from cryptocurrency promotions goes unreported. The government calculates millions in unpaid taxes. Agents prepare indictment papers. McAfee receives warning from sources inside the government. Arrest warrants are coming. Prison awaits if he remains on American soil. January 2019. A 75-foot yacht becomes his new home. McAfee sets sail from American waters. International maritime law protects him at sea. The IRS loses jurisdiction once land disappears from view. Twitter becomes his weapon. McAfee taunts federal authorities from his floating fortress. He posts photographs of himself smoking cigars on deck, mocking the agents hunting him, daring them to catch him. The Caribbean becomes his playground. Island nations welcome the wealthy fugitive. He hops from port to port, Bahamas, Cuba, Dominican Republic. Each country offers temporary sanctuary. Each departure stays one step ahead of pursuers. 18 months pass on the water. McAfee grows bolder. His tweets become wilder. He announces another presidential campaign from his yacht and threatens to expose government corruption. He claims possession of secrets that could destroy powerful people. July 2019. Dominican Republic authorities detain McAfee at a local port. Weapons fill his yacht. Suspicion surrounds his activities. Officials hold him for 4 days. Lawyers descend on the island. Diplomatic pressure mounts. The Dominican Republic releases him without charges. McAfee sails away laughing. His luck appears infinite. October 2020, Barcelona, Spain. McAfee steps off a private plane at El Prat Airport. Spanish authorities wait at the gate. Interpol has flagged his passport. American extradition requests sit in their files. Handcuffs close around his wrists once again. Spanish police escort him to Brian's 2 prison outside Barcelona. A cell becomes his new home. Extradition proceedings begin immediately. The United States wants him returned to face tax evasion charges. Additional cryptocurrency fraud indictments pile onto his case. The fugitive who outran every agency for 8 years finally sits behind bars. Appeals drag through Spanish courts. McAfee fights extradition from his prison cell. Months become seasons. Hope fades slowly. The virus king awaits his fate. Brian's 2. Prison. Barcelona, Spain. Gray walls surround John McAfee. 8 months pass behind bars. The man who sailed yachts through the Caribbean now walks circles in a concrete yard. Extradition hearings crawl through Spanish courts. American prosecutors build their case across the Atlantic. Tax evasion charges carry penalties of up to 30 years. Cryptocurrency fraud indictments add decades more. McAfee faces the possibility of dying in an American prison. His wife Janice visits when authorities permit. She finds a different man each time. Weight falls from his frame. Eyes that once sparked with mischief grow dim. The showman who thrived on attention withers in isolation. Letters flow from his cell. McAfee writes to journalists, supporters, and strangers. His words swing between defiance and despair. One day he promises to fight forever. The next day he questions the purpose of resistance. Twitter remains his window to the world. Friends post messages on his behalf. The accounts maintain his voice, his humor, his provocations. Followers believe the old McAfee still burns inside that cell. Behind the digital mask, something darker takes shape. McAfee makes a chilling prediction to those closest to him. American authorities want him silenced. Secrets fill his head, information that could damage powerful people. His death will come disguised as something else. Everyone must understand the truth when it happens. A tattoo appears on his right arm, 4 letters followed by a symbol. WAC-D. The meaning becomes clear through his social media posts. This mark serves as his insurance policy. This ink tells the world what really happened if he dies. June 23, 2021. Spanish courts announced their decision after months of deliberation. Extradition to the United States is approved. John McAfee will face American justice within weeks. Appeals remain possible through the Spanish legal system, yet hope dims considerably with each passing hour. News reaches McAfee in his prison cell. The weight of decades behind American bars settles onto his shoulders. Yacht life is finished forever. Caribbean adventures belong to distant memory. Freedom exists only in dreams now. The man who sailed through international waters, mocking federal agents, now sits trapped within concrete walls. Hours tick past slowly. Evening arrives at Brian's 2 prison outside Barcelona. Guards make their rounds through dimly lit corridors. Cells fall quiet as night descends over the facility. McAfee sits alone with his thoughts in cell number 12. Shadows stretch across the walls. Silence fills every corner. 9 p.m. A guard approaches cell number 12 for routine inspection. Eyes peer through the small window cut into the heavy door. A body hangs from the ceiling. Alarms shatter the silence immediately. Guards rush into the cell within seconds. Medical staff arrive within minutes, carrying emergency equipment. Resuscitation attempts continue for desperate moments that stretch into eternity. The prison doctor examines the body carefully before making the official declaration. John McAfee is dead at age 75. Spanish authorities announced the cause immediately to waiting media: suicide by hanging. The timing aligns perfectly with the extradition ruling delivered hours earlier. A desperate man chose death over American imprisonment. Case closed. Investigation concluded. Janice McAfee refuses to accept this explanation from the moment she hears it. Her husband spent months declaring publicly that he would never take his own life. Every interview contained the same message delivered with absolute certainty. Each letter reinforced the same warning to friends and followers. Someone would kill him and disguise it as suicide. She demands an independent investigation. Declined. She requests his body for burial. Delayed for months. She pleads through media appearances across multiple countries. Her words echo into emptiness. Officials offer only silence in response. Conspiracy theories ignite across the internet within hours of the announcement. McAfee claimed possession of sensitive government information that powerful people wanted buried. Dead man's switches supposedly exist somewhere in digital hiding, programmed to release damaging files automatically upon his death. Followers wait eagerly for explosive revelations. The revelations fail to materialize. Questions multiply faster than answers ever arrive. Security cameras malfunction at convenient moments during that fateful evening. Prison protocols appear inconsistent with standard procedures. The timing seems impossibly precise for mere coincidence. Believers see assassination, where officials see only desperation. The truth remains buried alongside John McAfee. His body stays in a Barcelona morgue for months after his death. Spanish bureaucracy moves at glacial speed through paperwork. Janice fights through endless regulations and requirements. International red tape tangles every attempt at resolution or closure. Finally, his remains travel to Spain's Institute of Legal Medicine for examination. An autopsy confirms the official findings presented earlier. Suicide by asphyxiation. Conspiracy theories find no scientific support in the medical evidence. Janice still refuses to believe the official story. Her husband feared extradition, certainly. He dreaded American prison, absolutely. The world remembers John McAfee through fractured lenses. Tech pioneer, antivirus creator, murder suspect, tax fugitive, cryptocurrency promoter, conspiracy theorist, madman, genius, villain, victim. His legacy defies simple description. McAfee built an empire on digital fear. Viruses threatened computers, so he sold protection. Governments threatened freedom, so he ran. Death threatened silence, so he screamed warnings into the void. 75 years of chaos conclude in a Spanish prison cell. The man who outran authorities across 3 continents finally stops moving. The virus king meets an enemy he cannot defeat. Perhaps he chose his exit on his own terms, and others chose it for him in the shadows. The answer died in that cell alongside its keeper. One final message survives from his final months. McAfee posted it on social media before his death. The words echo across time, carrying whatever meaning each reader brings to them. I have nothing, yet I regret nothing. The chase is over. The legend remains. John McAfee is gone. The questions live forever.